Hi everyone, it's CricketSong with Inner Wisdom, and you're watching another episode of Practical Witchcraft. In this video, we're going to be doing a love spell, or a spell to attract a lover. So, a spell to attract a lover, or to attract love. You can do it either way. So what you do need for this particular spell is you're going to need a representation of earth. So I'm using salt. All I had on hand was pink Himalayan salt. You can use dirt if you want. Do not use graveyard dirt unless you are going to be using or working with and working in conjunction with your beloved dead. If you do not have a relationship in that way with your beloved dead, then I would not suggest you use graveyard dirt, but you can use just dirt or earth from your home, or you could use earth from the property of the one you are trying to attract to you. Okay, so if you have a specific person in mind, you can do that. I am just going to use salt. You need water for the element of water. You also need a red or pink candle. And let me see which I have here. I have a red candle, so we're going to use this red candle. I have a candle holder. We're going to need that. We're also using a specific incense, so we're going to do that. But before we begin, or as we begin, you're going to be in a meditative state. You're going to have, grounded, centered, be in that state. And then I'm going to light my candles. Again, red is for the blood, and it is the primordial feminine. Black is the flesh, the primordial masculine. White is the bone or spirit, the essence of the ethereal. This spell is going to work with the elements, but it is also going to work with an incense. We're going to be mixing an incense, and that's part of the spell. So what you need for incense is you need rosemary. Get my incense mixing. You need rosemary. We need some dragon's blood. Dragon's blood resin. We need lavender. And patchouli. Okay. We also need a piece of parchment paper. So let me get out my parchment. We also need some jasmine oil or rose oil if you have that instead. I'm using jasmine oil. And let's get my parchment out, a piece of parchment paper. And obviously you're going to need a pen to write on the parchment paper. So we'll get a pen. Or a pencil, a pen or a pencil. I'm going to need that as well. If you have red ink, you can write it in red ink. That would be wonderful. Or pink. I'm just going to use black for now because I don't have a red pen. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to move my cat off the chair here. Okay. So being in a meditative state, I've lit my candle. I am going to light a charcoal disc because I'm going to be using the cauldron, and I'm going to be dropping incense into the cauldron as part of the spell. So I need to light my charcoal disc. And I mean, you want to look at your correspondences. The best time, I would say, for doing this particular spell would be on a waxing moon or a full moon. And you might want to do it, because we're dealing with love, on Friday, Freya's Day. But check your correspondence charts on what you feel is best. I generally do spells like this on a full moon, and I don't worry too much about the day the full moon falls on. For me, the moon phases are what's most important. And obviously it's during the day, but this is for demonstrations purposes. I'm not going to wait till the actual day, and I'm not looking to attract a lover myself, but this is if I were. I'm going to allow this to light. Now I would, because dragon's blood is a resin, I would use my mortar and pestle and chop some of this up. So I'm going to be doing that while that is lit. Get my mortar and pestle out. And I'm going to, actually I have some pieces. I'm going to put some pieces, there's already some, whoops. I don't know where that went. Here it is. I'm going to put some pieces. I have, it looks like at the bottom, well, I'll just put a few pieces. And I am going to grind this. And when I do it, I am moving it in a clockwise position. There you go. That ground nicely. So I'm going to use that in the spell. Okay. So that is set, it's lit. I'm going to move the pentacle off to the side. Okay, so in a meditative state, calling upon my ancestors, the mighty dead, the beloved dead, the mighty ones. And I normally would name them. I'm not going to name them. And I'm going to ask, if I was working with a god or goddess, I would ask for their aid as well in this spell. But I do not. I'm working with the primordial forces of the masculine and feminine. And my spirit guides I would name. I'm not going to name them, but especially my primary spirit guide. And then I'm going to start the spell. A handful of rosemary to purify. A pinch of dragon's blood to amplify. Some lavender to bring in peace. a scoop of patchouli. Desire increase. And we need cinnamon. I'm going to use a cinnamon stick. And lastly, add cinnamon. To stir in lust. My magic is strong. In it I trust. And while that is smoking, on this piece of parchment, I'm going to write either the name of the lover I wish to bring to me. If I don't have a specific person I'm casting this spell for, specifically to bring this person, I'm going to write characteristics of the lover I desire. So, things like loyalty, honesty, if I want them to be wealthy, if I have specific physical traits I desire, I would write that on here as well. Then I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to fold it as many times as you feel drawn to fold it. Like I said, red ink would be helpful. I don't have any red ink. Then I'm going to anoint it with patchouli oil or jasmine. I have jasmine, so I'm going to use the jasmine. Then I'm going to light my candle, the red candle. You can anoint the candle if you desire. I am not going to anoint the candle. Oh no! My spirit flame went out. If that were to happen while I was actually doing the spell, I might want to rethink casting this spell. If my spirit, the flame for spirit, extinguished, I might want to rethink it. Going to relight my flame. Having a hard time. Oh, it's caught up in the wax. There we go. I'm going to light the candle. Everything in my cauldron has lit on fire now. Okay, light the flame. I am going to then take this out. I'm going to put my pentacle back over the incense as it's burning. I'm going to take my parchment and I am going to use the elements by the power of the elements. So I'm going to start with earth. I'm going to take some salt. By the power of earth, so mote it be. I'm going to sprinkle it with water. By the power of water, so mote it be. By the power of air over the incense, so mote it be. And then I'm going to light it by the power of fire. so mote it be. Make sure you don't burn yourself. I'm going to drop it into the cauldron, maybe. Drop it into the cauldron. And as it's burning, I am going to say, "Come to me, lover, come to me." If you have their name, instead of saying lover, put their name. And I'm going to chant this. Come to me, lover, come to me. Come to me, lover, come to me. Come to me, lover, come to me, lover, come to me. Come to me, lover, come to me. You release it. You release the energy that you've built towards the target. Now, if you don't have a specific person, again, I would say that my parchment did not completely burn. I'm not trying to actually cast this spell. I have my lover. He is mine. But, and if it didn't burn all the way, an indication that there's an issue with this spell. I would rethink it. I would not relight it. Because obviously the white flame went out, it didn't burn all the way. These are indications that this spell should not be cast. At least that's how I would read it. I would let this go. I would let the candle burn. You could actually write the name of the person that you were looking to bring to you if you had a specific person on the candle. So this would become sort of like a candle magic spell with an incense spell with the parchment burning. It would sort of be a combination. After I release the energy, I would sit here and meditate. And I would, as I am building this energy, I'm visualizing the name of the person. If I put a specific name, I am visualizing or opening myself up to an image of what this person might look like. If I don't have a specific name, you may get an indication of who this person is. You may get an indication of where you should go in order to meet this individual. So listen and see and open yourself up to this visualization. When you're done, be sure all the energy has been released to the target. And then I would allow this to burn all the way down. Once this was burnt down, I would extinguish I would thank my gods, my spirits, my allies, my familiars, my beloved dead, my mighty ones, whoever I worked with, and I would extinguish the flames, and I would be sure that I left an offering. The ashes, I haven't discussed what to do with the ashes. The ashes I would hold on to, and I would either bury them. You could bury them on your property and maybe plant something that could grow for them. So as the plant growed or as it grows, you would have the spell growing. You could do a pop-it the next month if you didn't meet the person and put the ashes in there, as long as the spell actually went well. But I would not flush them. You don't want to release. I would hold them, maybe put them under your bed, under your pillow, something like that. But I would not get rid of them. But that's what I would do with this spell. Much love. Blessed be.